very exciting stuff. Reset the score here. Underground Sea pass. We got a flash of Sam's hand there. Luenel, thank you for 100 bits. Round 1 in the books. Yeah, we did it. 1 round down. 7 more to go. All right, I guess we'll start a prediction poll here. 4 color control. So this pile has Uro, Dress Down, Expressive Iteration. It got all the colors. Who will win? 4 color control, Sam or Aluren George? We'll give chat 5 minutes for that. Good luck with your predictions, everybody. Really tired, made some mistakes in this one. Uh-oh. There we go. Which decks, if any, have a good matchup versus blue-red? Well, I think Death and Taxes was one of them that we just saw. There are quite a few others. Lands is pretty good against blue-red Delver. I think even now. Depths usually. Decks like... what are the other ones? Elves, pretty good against blue-red Delver. Yeah, Green-White Deaths with Knight of the Reliquary, good against blue-red Delver. Yeah, but there are definitely bad matchups for blue-red Delver, for sure. It is not unbeatable, or even close. All right, fetch here for Sam. Graveyard out of view, but we did see a Ponder get fired off there. Snow-covered forest and underground sea to start the game for Aluren. Sylvan Library. It's pretty good. So if you're not familiar with Legacy Aluren decks, and this is not a Yorion deck, by the way. I know that got asked on a previous stream when we had Aluren. They are able to play a fair game. They have creatures like Icefang Coatl, and they have Force of Wills to stop combos. They have Brainstorms, all that stuff. But they also have a combo win condition with Aluren, Cavern Harpy. The Belfast Strixes and Icefang Coatls are part of the engine. And Acererak, a new card from Dungeons & Dragons Forgotten Realms, has become a key card in Aluren. Let me just bring up that card so I can read what it does correctly. When Acererak enters the battlefield, if you haven't completed Tomb of Annihilation, return it to its owner's hand and venture it into the dungeon. So with Aluren, you're able to cast it for free. So you're able to put it in play. If you haven't completed the Tomb of Annihilation, return it to your hand and venture into the dungeon. So you're just able to keep going through Tomb of Annihilation. Tomb of Annihilation's first room, trapped entry, each player loses 1 life. And down to the... Let's see, there's 5 boxes on the dungeon, but the last one creates a 4/4 Death Touch God token, discard a card, and sacrifice a creature, an artifact, and a land. Is the fast path, and then you have the 2 boxes leading to the last one are each player loses 2 life unless they discard a card, and each player loses 2 life unless they sacrifice a creature, artifact, or land. I probably explained that terrible, but that's the dungeon. Tomb of Annihilation. If you're ahead in life, you pretty much win the game if you get Aluren and Acererak. You can't go in that dungeon? Wait, what? Did I just explain this all wrong? Did I read the wrong dungeon?
That's what I said round game 1 against Tim. I know, they're like clumped together. We'll keep it.
Wait. Oh, if you haven't completed... Oh, okay. I'm not going to read all the other dungeons. Anyway, the other dungeons. Once you complete Tomb, he stops getting bounced. You're right. My bad. You go through the mine. I'm not going to read all the dungeons on stream, but I think everybody gets the idea. I just read Tomb of Annihilation, which I clicked on because it was in the text. But yeah, that's not the correct dungeon, and that's not the dungeon that George was using. My bad. In an effort to explain everything, I explained it wrong. All right. Icevein Coatl attacking here. And as we see right now, the Aluren deck is playing the fair game. No combos happening. Very well might get there with attacking with a snake. Sylvan Library trigger. You go through any other dungeon so you can keep venturing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you keep venturing the other dungeons. Lost Mine of Phandelver and Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Tomb of Annihilation you actually can't do more than once. That's true. So you don't want to complete Tomb of Annihilation, otherwise you stop getting the trigger. Anyway, you go infinite with Acererak. If you read the card Acererak, you'll get what's going on. With Aluren. Is the 4-color control deck just banned with expressive? I think so. Okay, let me bring up a similar list to what I imagine Sam is running here. Gotta just look this up quick.
For some reason, my mind just considers them two very different things, even though they're quite similar.
Okay, so Honorog, for example, had a list similar to this one, with the only red card in the main deck being Expressive Iteration, had Shark Typhoon, and in the sideboard you have 4 Pyroblasts. And Carpet of Flowers also can help you make red mana as well on the sideboard. But I know from playing against Sam, his list has 3 or 4 Endurance. I don't think he was running the Life from the Loam, but I'm not sure. And yeah. So in Honorog's list, there was no other red cards in the main except for Expressive Iteration. Now, there are other people running 4-color piles with bolts in the main, with Ragavans in the main, and all that kind of stuff, but with similar shells, with Prismatic Ending, with swords, with Force of Negation, Force of Will, Uro, Jace the Mind Sculptor, Sylvan Library, etc. Those lists do exist. I don't know if Sam is running Loam. Ah, there we go. There's Sam in chat. SFF in chat is the Sam on the left side of your screen playing. The 4-color control deck that I'm running is Onzid's list that won the challenge. -1 snap, +1 Hull Breacher. There you go. Like Koval's list with Loam? I don't think I've seen that one. What's up, Poing? Poing was playing on yesterday's stream. Bant Field? I see now a list with Loam. I see Brian Koval's Miracles list here. 3 Endurance, 2 Dress Down, 2 Shark Typhoon, only 1 Expressive Iteration. It's a little bit less dependent on Expressive Iteration in Brian's list. Cool. Koval plays Loam and Field of the Dead. Oh, I didn't look at the mana base. Let's see. Oh yeah, he does have Field of the Dead, Katria Treom, and Loam. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. Sam down to 1 life here in game 1. Honorog plays Death and Taxes. Yeah, that's the running joke, right? See a grist in the yard. We had a really serious situation on last week's stream where a grist hit the battlefield and insect tokens that were created by it were just dice as tokens. And I hope we don't run into any fiascos like that this week. I'm kind of glad the grist is in the graveyard. We just don't have to deal with that whole situation. Yeah, I'm glad you weren't here either, LePark. It was really bad. What's up, Izero? Really need to get Koval on to play sometime. I'm down. As most of you that have been following the channel for a long time are aware, we've had many of your favorite Legacy players, content creators and whatnot, play on the stream. If there are any that you think we should invite to come hang out with us, definitely let me know. Okay, George gets game 1, I'm assuming. Yeah. Want to build Gobos so bad. I played Gobos this past Monday, and I won't reveal my record or anything like that. I do have a match in the queue of me playing Goblins. But the deck does not feel very good right now. I hate to say. Goblins just, like, the current environment that we're all living in Legacy, Goblins, I just felt like I was behind in every game in every way. Just didn't feel great at the moment. That might be just me, but it's just not that fantastic right now. I'm sad to say. Reanimator with 15, 16 lands, is it playable Mox Diamond? I'm going to say no. I wouldn't play Mox Diamond in Reanimator. I would go with Chrome Mox. Chrome Mox is, I think, the one you're looking for. I don't really get why you'd want to play Mox Diamond. Mox Diamond is great in decks where discarding the land is a non-issue, usually. Either you're able to get the land back, or the deck just has plenty of lands. Yeah, you can also play Lotus Petals, or both. In Reanimator decks I've played in the past, I had a combination of Chrome Moxes and Lotus Petals. Lepart really likes tribal decks, wish it was more of a thing. My next... So maybe this is a preview for something that'll happen a year from now, 2 years from now, who the hell knows. But when I can focus on it, I'd really like to try Legacy Humans. I think that's a deck that I think could be fun. I have most of the pieces for it. The one Mox Diamond as the 5th petal. I think I still think you're just better off with Chrome Mox. Better off with Simian Spirit Guide, really. I'd rather have a Simian Spirit Guide than a Mox Diamond in Reanimator deck if I have to choose between one and the other. Have I tried Australian Highlander? I have not. I might play Rick. Steadfast Leader. Uro comes down here. Do I have a list of Legacy Humans that I like? Not currently. I don't have one that I have bookmarked anywhere. But in general, of lists I've seen, I think I will eventually come up with my own version. I have Kelsians available to use. I have some. If you've been keeping your eyes on the Discord, I've shared some cards I've picked up recently that are for decks I'm long-term working on. Yozo Yez, is that the person that we should go to for Legacy Humans decks? Let me look that name up. I'm not familiar with all the MTGO people. Oh yeah, this person just plays humans nonstop. I see a Legacy Urion humans deck they posted here. It's got Orzhov, Pontiff, Baron, Tolarian, Archmage. Yeah, I mean this is similar to what I was thinking about, except I have some spicy one-ofs that I've been looking to try. This person posts some awesome decks. 5-0s. I have to get... What's the card I need? I have to get some Ancient Ziggurats. I have to get some Rick Steadfast Leaders. Everything else I have, just about. Yeah, I have the whole rest of the deck. Maybe I'll do it sooner. Maybe I'll do it soon. Now I'm feeling inspired as I sit here right now. I got to order some Rick Steadfast Leaders, folks. Watch out. I see some of the list don't even run that card. Oh, I don't have an Aburo Palace in the Clouds, and honestly, I don't want one. I just don't want that. Anyway, there's like a whole match going on, and I'm talking about my deck. Do I play Commander? I do not play much Commander. I have played Commander, but it's not something I focus on. I haven't played in a long time. The Blue-White Humans deck list looks interesting, but I do think it's just worse than Taxes. That could be. That could be. Brainstorm resolving here. Beautiful Brainstorm from the Mystical Archives. Everyone needs to own exactly one Oboro. No. What's up, Force of Phil? I don't want that card. It's too expensive. I don't want cards from Saviors of Kamigawa. I think that's what it said it's from. I don't want any cards from Saviors of Kamigawa. It is from that set. Wow, I remembered. What's the best Saviors of Kamigawa card in Legacy? Right now. What's number one? Saviors of Kamigawa card in Legacy. Does anybody know? And I don't know the answer. I want someone to tell me. I can't even think of one. Sensei Top is Champions of Kamigawa. Pithing Needle? Was Pithing Needle in Saviors? Is it Pithing Needle? Aw, man. Is Pithing Needle just the easy answer? I was hoping it was going to be something really spicy. Oh, yeah, it is Pithing Needle. All right. So much for that. Well, that was less interesting than I thought it was going to be. What's the second? What's the second most popular? Oh, interesting. Easier to find Legacy than Commander in Norway? I have heard that Commander is not as big in other parts of the world as it is here in the United States. Moving to Norway? We do have a lot of viewers in Brazil. Shout out to all of our viewers in Brazil. I love all of you. All the Brazilian 90s MTG viewers send me nice messages and are awesome people. Other places too, but we're talking to Brazil people in chat right now. Got a lot of viewers in Italy. All one Brazilian of them, yeah. All right, there's Grist. I'm a little bit worried about this Grist, everybody. It's giving me some anxiety right now. I just hope everything goes well. Cross your fingers. We got a deck with Savannah, Tundra, Volcanic Island, Basic Forest, and Basic Island on the board. Here's Grist. Oh no. What's going to happen here? I'm anxious. I kind of hope it just doesn't resolve.
Oh man, that means you got a fucking prismatic ending in your hand, you asshole.
Am I the only one that's feeling anxiety right now? All right, he pluses it. Oh no. Puts a Living Wish in the yard. Please tell me you have a token. Oh my god. He has the token. He has the token, everybody. Wow. Wow. Wrong art Grist, says Side Norna. Side Norna just shows up and immediately starts complaining. What's up, Side Norna? Ideas Unbound and Manriki Gusari are from Saviors. All right, those are some good ones, Poing. Those are some cool cards. Yeah, I don't even know what Grist I have. I have a Grist, but I can't remember which one I haven't ended up with. I usually just buy whatever's the cheapest. Is the sketch one the cheaper one? If so, that's what I have. Have I seen the best Grist art? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Is there like a promo version? I only know of the one Grist, I think. Or is there like an extended art, separate art one? Grist the Hunger Tide, Showcase, Borderless. Ooh, the Borderless one does look really cool. I'm not going to front. I never even saw this one before. I don't think anyone I know has ever dropped this Grist on me. It's never appeared on stream, that's for sure. And there's a Showcase one. Okay, Showcase means black and white. Hot Mess. And and then a regular version. Okay, so the regular version is the cheapest. So I probably have that one. What a strange card. Oh, you played it on stream, Side Norna? Oh, there you go. Side Norna wanted us to mention the version that they have. Nightmare Before Christmas. Nice. Post a picture of that somewhere in the Discord. Showcases sketch on TCG Player. Yeah, I never know what they're talking about when they put these titles on there, like Showcase and Borderless. View all versions. Doesn't even show the Showcase one. Whatever. All right, reading card. All right, there's a okay, Acererak, and here's a dungeon. Damn, we can't see what dungeon that is. Does anybody know what dungeon that is? It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots. Let's see which dungeon this is. It looks like it is Lost Mine of Fandelver. Okay, so that was the one I was supposed to read earlier. Scry 1 is the first room or whatever. Strass Daddy, thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. We are here spectating some Paper Legacy. And you joined us at the perfect time. We have a Acererak dungeon being fired off right now. We entered the first room. Aluren versus 4-color control Acererak pile. Here in the second round of our marathon of a stream that we have in store. So if you just joined now, you're still in the beginning. We just started. Thank you, Strass Daddy. Appreciate you. Shark Typhoon. 3/3. Gets Abrupt Decayed. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Mauro, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Go Aluren. Yeah. 82% of chat said Aluren was going to win this match in the prediction poll. So yeah. How did you know I just joined? Weird. I know who's coming and going. I know when you arrive and when you leave. I know it all. Strash Daddy just went and followed you? Yeah, a hard casted Typhoon, if it resolved, is pretty damn good. Cycling Shark Typhoon, maybe not the best. Depends on what you think George had. But a resolved Shark Typhoon in a match like this, yeah. Monka is here, everybody. Monka is here. Please say hello to Monka in chat. Monka's in the house. And it's very important that people say hello to Monka in chat. It's a safety thing for me, really. My safety is in question if Monka doesn't get a lot of hellos. All right, thank you, MTG Master. Yeah, keep up the good work, everybody. Say hello to Monka. Yeah. Thank you, Sidenorna. Sidenorna, you did it somehow. You did it. Figured it out. All right, we got lots of Monka hellos today. Perfect. You see, chat? I wasn't lying. Thank you, Monka. Monka just got banned from chat for threatening the streamer. This is harassment. Monka T. Okay, so a Ponder resolving here, facing down Coatl, Baleful Strix, Insect, and a second Coatl. Love to see Aluren versus Goblins. That might be interesting. What was the first matchup tonight? The first matchup was Death and Taxes versus Blue-Red Delver. A really good one between our first and second people on the leaderboard for both gift subs and cheer. Roland Chang and Ronald Rodriguez. That was an epic showdown. If you missed it, you got to watch it over again. Thoughtseize. And it looks like Jace the Mind Sculptor is getting thrown in the trash. Snapcaster, Brainstorm, Carpet of Flowers still in hand. Oh no, the Carpet of Flowers is in play. Was it live? No, it was not live. But I was live. Does that matter to you? I'm actually here right now, chat. Believe it or not. I'm live. A lot of people get confused about that.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold on. This is a
No action from 4-color, yeah.
5.
No, I'm not a simulation. I'm not a simulation.
Make 5 block. Yeah. You have to attack. Take 4.
So, okay. So, the match you're watching right now is live, but this box with my name on it, Chris Benucci, this is pre-recorded up here.
Draining. No black block. Draw a card.
I was playing goblins on this particular day. All right, Acererak happened again. Look like that dungeon got thrown away for some reason. Not sure what happened there.
Make 5 blue. 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is our second round of the stream. We have 6 left after this, and we're going to see how many we get through. I'm not able to go too late. And we're going to have some grindy, long games. So we'll see. We'll see. Looks like Uro getting escaped here. My friend said that Legacy was officially dead because of what Maro said today. I said, cool, sell me your duels. If we're referring to the Mark Rosewater reserve list thing, I mean, I don't think that means Legacy's dead at all. Legacy will adjust and move on at some point. Goblins, was I on camera? Yeah, I mean, I do have a match on camera. Yeah, I do have a match on camera. Mark Rosewater said the reserve list will never change. It will stay exactly as it is forever, and everybody should... This is me saying what he said. This is not his exact words. But everybody should just get used to that, and they'll end up happier knowing that it will never change. I personally had no illusions. The reserve list, in my mind, was never going to change. It just will never change. So I just don't spend a lot of time worried about it. What will change in the end is formats like Legacy. Once the reserve list cards are just too expensive for even the people who are playing right now on camera to be able to play.
I feel like I would have won this match like ages ago if I drew an alert.
Yeah, Legacy will be just fine. It's the reserve list cards in the format that are on a timer in my mind. Slivers decks are dead in this meta, but I like tribal decks. Yeah, if you look through our YouTube archive, we've had Slivers on stream, and it did quite well. Wired Hyena, who you might see in chat if you watch this channel often, was jamming some Slivers on stream with us. Uro on the board. Both players with carpets here in game 2. Aluren getting cast here. I don't see it resolving. I see a dress down in Sam's hand. Is that a Flusterstorm? Don't think you'd bring in Flusterstorm. Yeah, that's true, Kevin. That's true. That's one approach. Okay, Acererak coming down here. And a dress down. Getting cast in response. And that'll get Force of Willed. Hard cast. Well, the Flusterstorm's going to look good here in the end, I guess. All right, dress down will resolve, it looks like.
I don't know if you have something to flash in just to like.
Acererak resolves, but has no abilities. So the ETB does not trigger. So it can't go back to hand. Which is pretty good for Sam, because the combo revolves around it going back to hand. So now George will need to find a Cavern Harpy to bounce it.
It was a turn 3 plague stinger. Plague engineer.
That's interesting, Kevin. And it would be, I think that would be great if in the end we end up with lands better than the dual lands. Outclass them. I can't even imagine what those would be, though. Seems hard to imagine those. What would lands better than the alpha duels even look like? Like, what abilities would they have? Does anybody have a take on that? Untapped tri-lands with types? I guess. Yeah, I guess that is a possibility. And I'm sure, these things are so complicated. I promise I really am not trying to open up a can of worms. But the constant talk about power creep recently and stuff like that, if you imagine that they're eventually going to outclass the alpha beta duels and move things in that direction where reserve list cards are no longer even considered for formats like this, I don't know. It all just makes sense. I don't really want to spend a lot of time talking about that stuff. There would be a huge sell-off from EDH. Yeah, maybe. Having only one type, having ability tap for colorless. Interesting. Maybe. That's true, Carador. That's interesting. I kind of like that. One thing that could happen, and if you're looking at the big picture, you're looking at the things they're doing on Arena and some of the new mechanics for commander sets and stuff like that. What might happen is we eventually get, just imagine something like a fetch land. Like imagine a fetch land, tap, pay 1 life, put a tropical island, underground sea, or bayou into play, and you just like create a token of one of those lands. You don't have to actually own the land. It would just be like a token representing, you know what I'm saying? Like you just like create a duel, but it's not in your 75. That was just an idea off the top of my head. I'm not saying that's what it would be, but things are probably moving in that direction. If you look at the new Jumpstart Historic Horizons, there are some cards that do similar things. There's a card in the set that creates tropical islands. It's just an uncommon that when it enters the battlefield, you can exile a land from your hand and you get a tropical island in your hand instead.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So things are definitely moving in that direction very, very slowly. And I think some of the power creep we're seeing has to do with, it's related to that kind of thing. Carpet Flowers here. Ponder, I meant to say. Living Wish. See if there's a response to that. That's probably going to get the Cavern Harpy, maybe, in the sideboard. I'm trying to imagine what else would be in the sideboard. Okay, gets an Uro. Yeah, maybe Cavern Harpy would not be there. Uro's pretty good, though. Casting Uro. Resolves. Snapcaster Plow. Excuse me, in response to his ETB. Dual lands of vanishing counters on them, like Saga. That would be weaker than the dual lands, though. We were talking about examples that are actually more powerful than the original dual lands. In the discussion we were just having. Okay. Oh, okay. Uro attacking here. Got through. Another Uro escape happening. I guess just trying to draw some cards, gain some life. If Sam is able to prevent another Aluren and basically a combo, I think he could grind out a win in this game. Very few cards in hands, though, it seems. And desperately trying to throw these Uros around to draw into answers to the threats he's facing. Still 3 Death Touch creatures on the other side of the battlefield at an insect. George was hellbent until now, plays a land and passes.
I'll make whatever. I want to try to win. Yeah, sure. I'll draw for it.
Drawing a land is Sam. Drawing another card from Uro. George choosing not to block, it seems.
So go to second main. I'll make 4 blue.
Going to force Sam to spend a lot of resources to draw cards, I guess. Chase the Mind Sculptor. Fate Seal leaves it on top, I believe. Escaping another Uro. Just looking to find cards here. But like I said, having to use resources, in this case the graveyard. It looks like only about 8 cards left in the graveyard for Sam. I removed our leaderboard up here just so we can see the dungeon before I'll put it back. Brainstorm. Only 1 or 2 cards in hand at this point? Yeah. Putting 2 back. Looked like one of them was a Flooded Strand. So we might see a fetch here. 2 fetches in play for Sam. Savannah and Taiga. Sylvan Library again. And a second Sylvan Library. And passing the turn. End step fetch for George. And it looked like another fetch. Was flashed there for some reason. Okay, just a swamp. Insect and 3 Death Touchers. The Fate Seal card. You're right. He was showing him the Fate Seal card, which was a Polluted Delta. Thank you, Hesh. All right, so it looks like the players are in turns now. This is turn 2. George is up a game. George implying that the insect will block the Uro. So Sam hoping for a draw here. Seems. Would make sense if they're in turns. This match has been really long. Another Sylvan Library trigger. We're in turns. Gotcha.
Attaboy. I think I'm in that same boat. No, actually, I still have more lands in the fucking deck.
Well,
Yeah, I still have lands in this deck.
I don't like the odds of Sam winning this game right now. Sorry, Sam. Just don't see how you win this. Blocks with the insect. Props to George. Big improvement from last week. This time had an insect token. Really big improvement. Burrow flashback again. Now, if we're rewinding back to 3 hours ago, the Shark Typhoon, if that had resolved and stayed in play, Sam most likely would have won this game. I mean, the amount of sharks, can't be dealt with too easily. This is turn 3 now. So that Shark Typhoon ended up looking like it needed to resolve and be in play.
4, 5, 6, 7.
That was this game, right? I don't even remember at this point. So long. Brainstorm. And a Hull Breacher in response. No cards in hand for George,
Go to turn 4.
which means he doesn't really have to put any back. Sam just gets a bunch of treasure. And they're going to draw the second game. Okay. So the second game is a draw, but George won the match, I believe.